Hi there, and just a quick video to bring you up to speed with the details of our Appreciating Diversity resource. And diversity is critical for your school because every school needs a diverse population, a diversity within the staff that teach there, a diversity among its student population and the families that they represent as students at your school. And as a result, it's important that the students understand the power and value of diversity within their school and the impact that a diverse society has in the betterment of a country. And what we look at here, there's 4 lessons in total, as well as some tremendous additional resources which I'll detail in just a moment. However, lesson 1 is about defining what difference and diversity actually is, and looking at to recognise that it's not just the obvious differences. There are many, many differences that contribute to diversity, and it's not just the ones that you may notice just by purely looking at another person. So diversity is much deeper than just initial impressions. Diversity appears in many different aspects, and that lesson is to bring to life where the levels of diversity are, and why it's so important to recognise that level of diversity and celebrate that level of diversity within any school community. Lesson 2 really drives home the importance of diversity because it's about diversity and the law. We've actually designed a lesson that brings in the legal issues around the need for schools and communities and society as a whole to recognise, appreciate and celebrate diversity. And we're talking about defining discrimination and harassment. What does that mean? What does it look like? What does the legislation say? But we're doing it in a way that's very engaging for your students, not just a lecture on it. It's really about bringing them involved, getting them involved and bringing them into the picture of understanding diversity. And what life would be like without protecting diversity. What would be the impact if we didn't protect the value and contribution of diversity? Because it would have a tremendous impact on their school and also on society as a whole. So a whole range of activities and resources, scripts, lessons, PowerPoint slides, it's all there for you on that lesson. So even if you're not an expert on law, which most of us are not, we've done all the homework for you and all of the resources are there designed for you to be able to run that session. And Program 4 is about 14 tools we've put together of ways your school can engage the community, engage your students and engage the wider community to embrace diversity. These resources, so much time, effort and energy has been put into designing a whole range of activities that your school can participate in that are quite small or extremely large. It's entirely up to you, but we've not only designed the tools, that we've put in action plans around them, responsibility charts, we've put it all there, step-by-step guidelines of what needs to be done, an outline of the activity, who's going to take responsibility for it, who's going to drive it, what needs to be done, what are the deadlines around it, and so that you have the template there to create this wonderful experience for your students and for your staff and for the wider community about how important diversity is for your school. Now, I did mention we've got some wonderful additional resources in this kit. One of them is what we've designed, what we call a mock trial. What is a mock trial? A mock trial is a court hearing that you do in your classroom, and you have people in all the different roles. So what are the different roles in a courtroom? Well, we've seen plenty of courtroom dramas on TV. We've outlined all of them. And right from the lawyers for the prosecution, the lawyers for the defence, and it's based on a real issue that happened some years ago now in Australia, but we're bringing it to life in a courtroom drama that we want your students to participate in. One of your students could be the judge or the magistrate, or it could be the teacher that takes that role. It's entirely up to you how you manage that, but we've outlined entirely all of that. We've outlined the scripts for the defence, the scripts for the prosecution, the scripts for the witnesses. It's all there, and the students have so much fun with this particular experience, and they just don't want it to end. They enjoy it and they really get involved in that particular role play. We've also got additional activities, pages and pages and pages of additional activities that you can utilise at your school to assist students in experiencing diversity in a range of ways. As we said, diversity is diverse. People have different levels of diversity, and we've outlined all these different activities so people get a feel for what it's like to perhaps not be who they are right today, but experiencing some of the differences that exist out there within our community, which we're wanting to celebrate and appreciate. Resource 4 is a communication planner, and this schools have told us that they've just found so much value out of this particular resource because it maps out entirely step by step how do we communicate across a full year of what our diversity approach is, how we embrace it, how do we celebrate it across a full calendar. We've got it all there. And so that you can just slot in these range of activities that we've suggested here, but of course many others that exist within your own local communities that you can utilise to enhance people's understanding, experience and knowledge of diversity. So in total, this is a remarkable program. Schools love it, the students love it because they learn so much from it, and it really builds the level of diversity and the appreciation of that level of diversity in our schools, but just as importantly, in our communities.